2021.
We are Richmond Art Coalition, the platform to showcase artists' ability and maximum the possibility of the arts.
Culture is the characteristics and knowledge of a particular circle of people, combining thousands of years with languages, religion, food, and social habits, music, and of course, art. The first performance is all about music and different historical music and effect. She's Jill. Jill Raymond is so excited to take part in this circle of culture today on the indigenous people land of Coast Salish people.
She is an award-winning creator and performer with her work spanning 3 continents over 15 years. Today, she is bringing the melody of sounds from her hometown, Newcastle upon Tyne, in the northeast of England. You might not be able to understand all colloquial words or regional dialect, but she will try and help you along the way.
I have one thing that we want all of us to do, like one thing to welcome Jill. Follow me to say, circle, 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 Jill, Jill, Jill.
Yeah, let's do it.
Circle, 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 Jill, Jill, Jill. Give her a hand.
Hi everyone, wow, thank you for such a rousing introduction, how lovely. Yeah, I'm going to be singing you a few songs from the northeast of England, which is where I'm from. Starting off with a love song. I cannot get to my love if I would dig, for the waters of time run between him and me. So here I must stand without tear in my heat, all sighing and sobbing, my true love to see. Oh, where is the boatman, my bonny in need? Oh, where is the boatman? Oh, bring him to me, for to ferry me over the Tyne to my honey. Oh, send him across the rough waters to me. Oh, bring me the boatman, I'll give any money. Oh, bring me the boatman, my bonny in need, for to ferry me over the Tyne to my honey, and I will remember the boatman and me. I cannot get to my love if I would dig, for the waters of Tyne run between him and me. So here I must stand without tear in my heat, all sighing and sobbing, my sweetheart to see. So I'm going to go on a little bit of a tour de force of Newcastle upon Tyne, which is where I'm from. Newcastle upon Tyne was founded in 1080 by the Normans, and the name comes from the fact that they decided to build a new castle upon the Tyne. The Tyne is the river that's there. Another river that's close by is called the Wear, so the entire area there is called the Tyne and Wear. And this next song is about a little bit of a mythical monster that was supposed to live near the Weir. I think I saw my friend over there, I think even had a little monster head on before, a little bit like that, yeah. So this is a song all about the Lambton Worm. And the chorus, it says, "Wish lads had your gobs, I'll tell you all an awful story," which means, be quiet and don't speak, I'm about to tell you an awful story. This is the Lambton Worm. One Sunday morning, Lambton went a-fishing in the weir, and catching a fish upon his hook, he thought looked very queer. But what a kind of fish it was, the young Lambton couldn't tell. But he couldn't be fashed to carry it yet, so he hoided do no well. Wish lads had your gobs, I'll tell you it's all an awful story. Wish lads had your gobs, I'll tell you about the worm. Well, the worm got fat and growed and growed and growed to an awful size, with geep big teeth and a geep big gob and geep big googly eyes. And when it neat, it crawled about to pick up bits of news. If he felt dry upon the road, he'd milk a dozen coos. Wish lads had your gobs, I'll tell you all an awful story. Wish lads had your gobs, I'll tell you about the worm. Now news of this most fearful worm and the queer gals going on did cross the seas and catch the ears of bold and brave St. John. So back he came and caught the beast and cut it in 3 halves, and that soon stopped it eating sheep and cows and lambs and calves. Wish lads had your gobs, I'll tell you all an awful story. Wish lads had your gobs, I'll tell you about the worm. No, lads, I'll have you gobs, that's all I know about the story of Sir John's clever job with the awful lantern worm. Now, in the northeast of England, one of the main industries was coal mining and shipbuilding. And this next song is all about a keelman. Now, a keelman is someone that would work on a keel, which was one of the large, flat-bottomed boats that would actually take some of the coal across the water to the ships, where then they could transport it elsewhere. So in this song, the woman is singing, "Well may the keel row," which means, well may the boat row that my sweetheart is in. So the chorus is very simple. I'm going to teach it to you now, and then I would like you to sing along with me. It goes, "Well may the keel roll, the keel roll, the keel roll. Well may the keel roll that my laddie's in." Let's try it. "Well may the keel roll, the keel roll, the keel roll. Well may the keel roll that my laddie's in." Good job. As I went through Sandgate, through Sandgate, through Sandgate. As I went through Sandgate, I heard a lassie sing. As I went through Sandgate, through Sandgate, through Sandgate. As I went through Sandgate, I heard a lassie sing. "Well may the keel roll, the keel roll, the keel roll. Well may the keel roll that my laddie's in. Well may the keel roll, the keel roll, the keel roll. Well may the keel roll that my laddie's in." He wears up the bonnet, the bonnet, the bonnet. He wears up the bonnet with a dimple in his chin. He wears up the bonnet, the bonnet, the bonnet. He wears up the bonnet with a dimple in his chin. "Well may the keel roll, the keel roll, the keel roll. Well may the keel roll my laddie's in. Well may the keel roll, the keel roll, the keel roll. Well may the keel roll that my laddie's in. Oh, who is like me Johnny, so leash, so blithe, so bonny. He's foremost among the money, kill lads on holy time. Oh, who is like me Johnny, so leash, so blithe, so bonny. He's foremost among the money, kill lads on holy time. Well may the keel roll, the keel roll, the keel roll. Well may the keel roll my laddie's in. Well may the keel roll, the keel roll, the keel roll. Well may the keel roll that my laddie's in. Alright, well, hope you've enjoyed this bit of tour de force of Newcastle upon Tyne, and have one more song. They're not picking me up quite yet. This last song, I've saved the best till last. I really enjoy this song because it's all about making the most of everything that we have, and also using our imaginations. And I think that both of those things are so key and important, especially with all these times that we're going through right now. Geordies, which are the people from Newcastle upon Tyne, so I'm a Geordie, are well known for being some of the friendliest people in all of the world. And the chorus of this song, we sing, "How are you the day? How are you the day, me hinny?" Which means, "How are you today, my friend? How are you today, my love?" So if you'd like to join in the chorus of this one, it's "How are you the day, me hinny-o?" And in this song, we're going to add on one line at a time. So it starts very simple, and it gets a bit more complicated, but I'm sure you'll pick it up. You're all very, very good at this already. So this song is called Herring's Heed. What'll I do with a herring's heed? What'll I do with a herring's heed? I'll make it into loaves of bread, herons heed, loaves of bread, and all manner of things. Of all the fish that live in the sea, the heron is the one for me. How-a-yi-da-dee, 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 me hinny-o. Oh, what'll I do with a heron's eyes? What'll I do with a heron's eyes? I'll make them into puddings and pies, heron's eyes, puddings and pies, heron's head, loaves of bread, all manner of things. Of all the fish that live in the sea, the heron is the one for me. How-a-yi-da-dee, 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 me hinny-o. Oh, what'll I do with a heron's belly? What'll I do with a heron's belly? I'll make it into jars of jelly, heron's belly, jars of jelly, heron's eyes, puddings and pies, heron's head, loaves of bread, all manner of things. Of all the fish that live in the sea, the heron is the one for me. How-a-yi-da-dee, 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 me hinny-o. Oh, what'll I do with a heron's scales? What'll I do with a heron's scales? I'll make it into a ship that sails, heron's scales, ship that sails, heron's belly, jaws of jelly, heron's eyes, puddings and pies, heron's head, loaves of bread, all manner of things. Of all the fish that live in the sea, the heron is the one for me. How-a-yi-da-dee, 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 me hinny-o. Oh, what'll I do with a heron's scales? What'll I do? Oh, I already did scales. What'll I do with a heron's fins? What'll I do with a heron's fins? Make it into needles and pins, heron's fins, needles and pins, heron's scales, ship that sails, heron's belly, jar of jelly, heron's eyes, puddings and pies, heron's head, loaves of bread, all manner of things. Of all the fish that live in the sea, the heron is the one for me. How-a-yi-da-dee, 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 me hinny-o. All together one last time. How-a-yi-da-dee, 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 me hinny-o. Thank you so much.
Do you guys like that? Jill, I have some questions for you.
Oh, sure.
You're so good at singing and playing ukulele, a different culture. My first question, when did you start learning it?
Oh, well, actually, I got the ukulele was a gift at Christmas about 12 years ago, and it was after I'd been to Hawaii, actually, because the ukulele comes from Hawaii. But it's actually originally based on some smaller Portuguese guitars that were brought over from Portugal. But I absolutely loved when I heard first the ukulele. And it's small, like me. I can carry it around, and I can play wherever I want. So I was like, this is perfect. So I've been playing it now about 12 years. Should probably be a bit better.
Wow, 12 years, almost older than me. So, I have a question. You're from England, and you're now living in Canada.
Right.
How is it different in terms of culture?
It's a really good question. So I'm actually a dual citizen. So I'm British and also Canadian. My mother's British, my dad's Canadian. And I would say it is very different. What I would say is I think there's a really important conversation happening right now about reconciliation and kind of making right with the indigenous populations that we're all on the unceded territory of. And I think it's really important work. And that's something that, England is the biggest colonizer of them all. Been established for a really long time. So there's less of that kind of feeling of needing to do that kind of work, whereas that feels like a real call to action here. But in both the places that I've lived, there's a real multiculturalism. Like, I love that there is so much of a melting pot of so many different cultures and different influences. And I think the most important thing is when we can all get together and share our wealth of knowledge and our arts and our inspirations with each other. I think that's the most important thing.
Yes, I absolutely agree. We are all a part of culture, and we are still creating it. And give Kale a hand. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zhou.
After the grand opening, we'll see a poetry recitation as a second performance.
Yuri. Hello, Yuri. Sora. Hello, Sora.
Hi.
and Steve. They are from Tasai Collective. Basically, they're doing a lot of things in art, in poems, and today they are bringing one poem that is like related to all of us. It is about COVID-19. Let's welcome them.
Hello everyone, how are you? We're actually Tasai Collective. Under Tasai Collective, we have hosted a lot of different artists, like versatile artists underneath us. But today we are three of us here, and we're gonna recite the one poem that our friend Sophia Zang came up with the idea. And the three of us got together and then edited it out for her to make it a nice poem, I hope. And we're gonna give it to you right now. The title is Life Tale, written by Sophia Zang, edited by Sora Takayama, Yuri Hoyoyon, and Steve Frost. And we are representing WSIMS. Part 1. Beginning. I am life. Lucius Annus Seneca, the Roman philosopher, once said, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Believe me, I've seen a lot. Those who with knowledge and wisdom, those who are foolish and stubborn. I am full of uncertainty, while uncertainty is a source of hope. I dance with uncertainty.
Part 2. I am E. At the village of E, when I am outbreak of Black Death happened in 17th century, my villagers decided to isolate themselves. 350 villagers were down to 83, but stopped the very deadly disease from spreading the surrounding community. Since COVID-19 broke out in 2019, medical staff, frontline, and essential workers, everyday life heroes, have been the new village of E. For those who bring us firewood, we should not let them freeze in the snowstorm. For those who pave the way for freedom, we should not let them bog down in thorns.
Part 3. I am salmon. My life cycle comprises 6 stages: egg, elven, fry, par, smolt, and adult. I start my life in fresh water, grow up in rivers and streams. Then I leave my hometown, migrate to salt water. When time has come, I return to my freshwater native home, to have kids, to have my last breath. I devote myself for future generations. I know how to carve out my own life path, thereby exposing me to new horizons, all while showing me blessings that stem from personal devotion. Few others survive in such ranges of salinity. I symbolize a powerful emblem of cycles, determination, and adaptability. Part 4, I am culture. I may never meet you. You may never meet me. But we are in this together. Face our own beliefs and destiny. You and I will meet eventually. Common values will guide us. You and I will always be together. Humans call it cultural harmony. I value honesty and integrity. Equality means sharing opportunity. Equal opportunity stops the sorrow. equal opportunities, kindness, and compassion.
Part 5. I am the earth. Maybe I have long lost siblings, but so far, I am the only one with humans in the entire universe. Humans are in my hands. You all are my children growing. You are the seed I'm sowing. You are the life I give. You have star twinkling when I am joyful. You have ocean calm when I am delightful. You have forest whispering when I am lonely. You have river flowing when I am singing. I am your home. You all are in my care, but I am also in your hands. Both you and I will still be here tomorrow. What will be your life tale? What will be my life tale?
Part 6. Ending. As is a tale, so is life. How long it is, how good it is, what really matters. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I love the part that they mentioned a lot about the cycle of life. Like among our audience, we have some newborn babies, we have someone who's already retired, and puberty, and I have a question. Were you born in Canada? So how is your life in Japan?
My life in Japan. I'm from Tokyo area. Think anybody knows where is Tokyo?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite a busy city, and I've been living in there for quite a long time. But once I moved here, I really love Vancouver because people are nice, and then not that many people are here is actually nice. Because in Tokyo, the biggest train stations called like Shibuya. They're famous for the junction, and like now, like if I go back to Japan and Shibuya Junction, I cannot walk straight because people go this direction, that direction, and I cannot just go with the flow. But when I was living in Tokyo, I could. So I just look back to it, and it's kind of funny. The adaptation makes people kind of new person.
Okay. Thank you so much. And I have one more question. You guys are a member of Tesai Collective.
Yes.
Can probably Steve or any one of you tell us what is Tesai Collective and how can we participate?
Edward, you're awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna introduce you guys Steve Frost, and he's the founder of Tasai Artist Collective.
Yeah, Tesai is an artist collective. We do cross-disciplinary, cross-disciplinary artistic collaboration and usually cross-cultural. So a lot of what we do is English and Japanese based, often poetry based, but we do all kinds of crazy stuff. The main thing we do is that we do it together. And so we're very excited to be here reading on Sophia's behalf and part of this event because we agree that art and culture is really what makes us human, what brings us together. It's so important. So we're really, really happy to be part of supporting the arts and culture here today. Thanks.
Like our next performance also combined two really different things. Do you know anything about yoga?
Oh, yes, I do. I mean, we are all living in the city. Everything is in a fast path. Things moving in and out from all of us. Yoga is such a fantastic therapy.
Okay, yoga and music are such two different circles. Like basically, how do we combine them together? Utkasha did an amazing job.
Yeah, Yukasha started learning Hindustani. classical vocal music at the age of 4, and since then it has become her passion. She received training from 3 different well-known teachers for more than 2 decades. She is authority in music therapy. After blending Indian music into yoga and meditation, she spreads creativity, joy, and innovation to different circles of people. She placed first in North America wide classic music competition.
Creativity, joy, and innovation. Welcome, Natasha.
Hello everyone. Am I audible enough? So today I'm going to present Indian classical music, and I will be singing 2 compositions. One of them is by my teacher. She has composed that, and I'll tell you the basic idea, the lyrics basically. So a lover is trying to communicate between them, and 2 lovers are trying to communicate between them, and the lady is trying to say to her lover that please talk to me because they might have some differences. So she's trying to convince him to try to speak to him. And the second one is called a tarana, and I will be gradually increasing the speed when I sing, so you should notice the difference. Seeking all of your blessings. This rag is called Rag Kalavati.
Thank you, Tasha. I have never heard of something like that. But I don't really understand the song. What was the song about?
Yeah, so it's like Ja Ja Re Ja Bhaura Ja. So actually, two lovers are trying to communicate, and they are trying to send a humming bee to communicate between them because they are not talking.
Oh.
So that's the idea.
Okay. So how old is this kind of music? And is it called the
Indian classical music? Yeah. So Indian music is divided into South Indian and North Indian.
Mhm.
So this type is called North Indian classical music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want like the audience behind the camera to think about that. What exactly is this kind of music, and can it relate to your life? Thank you, Tasha. So Mid-Autumn Festival just passed last Tuesday. Did you eat any mooncakes?
Yes, I ate one like the mooncake. There's pork inside the mooncake. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, it's very delicious.
If you're not from Chinese background, probably you have never heard of this story, the story of Jade Rabbit.
Mia is going to tell about the story, and Mia is a professional storyteller, and she is going to tell us the Jade Rabbit story and the Lady in the Moon. She has performed in storytelling shows and events throughout the Lower Mainland for years. She has been an English-speaking tour guide and in the Sun Yat-sen Classical Chinese Garden for a decade, telling tourists and visitors that Chinese story and history.
Welcome, Maya.
Welcome, Maya.
While Western people talk about the man in the moon, the Chinese people talked about the woman in the moon. The story of Chang'e and her flight to the moon is familiar to every Chinese person and has many variations. Here is one of them. Chang'e and her husband Hu Yi, the miraculous archer. Judy the Rain, lived Judy the Rain, in Emperor Yao. Now, Hu Yi was a member of the Imperial Guard, wielding a magical bow and shooting magical arrows. One day, 10 suns appeared in the sky. Unbearable heat and drought continued for years with no end in sight. The trees and the grass were scorched. The soil was parched and cracked. The rivers and the lakes ran dry. People were hungry and thirsty. The Emperor Yao called upon Hu Yi to shoot down the extra suns to bring relief to the people. So, using all his skills, Hu Yi knocked down 9 of the suns, leaving only one shining in the sky. The weather immediately turned cooler. Heavy rain filled the rivers and the lakes. The trees and the grasses turned green. Life had been restored, and humanity was saved. Afterwards, Hu Yi's fame spread as far as the Queen Mother of the West, Shi Wang Mu, in the faraway Kunlun Mountains. She summoned him to her fairy palace and offered him the elixir of immortality. But first warning him, you must not drink the elixir immediately. First prepare yourself through prayer and fasting for 12 months. Well, being a careful man, he took her advice and set about preparing himself and hid the elixir in his house. Unfortunately, Hu Yi was called away on an urgent mission, and in his absence, his wife Chang'e discovered the magic liquid and promptly swallowed it. She soon discovered that she could fly. But later, when she heard her husband returning, she flew out the window in terror. Bow and arrow in hand, Hu Yi chased her across the sky, and still does to this day. Chang'e now lives in the moon, while Hu Yi lives in a palace on the sun. They only see each other once a year during the Mid-Autumn Moon Festival. And during this time, Hu Yi shoots his magical arrows at the moon, while Chang'e fends them off. Chang'e and Hu Yi have come to be regarded as representing the eternal principles of yin and yang, like the moon and the sun, night and they, female and male. The duality which governs the universe. Now, I'd like to share another story with you. It's called The Jade Rabbit. 3 fairy sages transformed themselves into beautiful old men and begged for food from a fox, a monkey, and a hare. The fox and the monkey both had food to give the old man. But the hare, empty-handed, jumped into a blazing fire to offer his own flesh instead. The sages were very thankful for meat and ate. But they were also so touched by the hare's sacrifice and act of kindness that they let him live in the Moon Palace, where he became the Jade Rabbit. According to tradition, the Jade Rabbit packed medicine together with the lady Chang'e for the gods. I also love to teach people a little bit about the Chinese words.
Yes, of course.
Do you know how to say in Chinese the moon? How to say the moon in Chinese?
You'll have to learn it.
Okay, we call it 月亮. So if we like, they repeat after me. 月亮. 月亮. Oh, so great job. So you learn so fast. And one more word, kind of interesting. Chrysanthemum. Yeah, how to say in Chinese?
Good question.
We all call it 月牙.
月牙.
Yeah, it means a sprout.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why it's very young, very beginning. So very new. So that's why because the chrysanthemum, very beginning. That's why it's like a sprout. That's sprout. So that's called 月牙.
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 Great job. And I tell you something a little bit more interesting because when Chinese people recite in poetry and or sing the songs, especially the classical songs, they use another word to describe the present moon. It's called 弯弯的月亮.
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 Great job!
Wow! I want the audience behind the camera, on your phone, on your computer, also try to say it. 月亮 and 弯弯的月亮. Sophia, I have some question. Like my mom also told me the story when I was 5 about the Jade Rabbit and stuff. But when I asked her why do we eat moon cakes, she didn't reply.
Oh, yeah. So the moon cakes because the moon, during the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Yes.
So the very round, the full moon. So this is because the moon cake, the shape, totally shaped like the moon, the round shape.
Okay.
And another meaning, actually, very traditional Chinese in history, very poetry. So it's called so like a moon cake, and because the round shape, it means unbroken family.
Oh.
So that's why usually they come in the autumn festival, the family members and sometimes extended family members and relatives all together. They just share the mooncake and enjoy the moon because Luang means that everybody wishes unbroken family.
Oh, that's why. You know, I finally know why my mom didn't answer me. Because, you know, in Chinese people, they don't say love directly. So probably that's the reason why. Thank you so much, Mia.
Thank you, Mia.
After watching the singing from Jill, the poem from Sophia's group, and the combination of yoga and music from Ukasha, for the final performance, we have Sunya Dance Academy.
And Sunya Dance Academy was established in 1997. They are eager to share their passion for dance with youth, and the academy gives workshops in school on dance in India. India has more than 150 languages and so many types of cultures. What dance do they perform at?
Yes, you're right. India has over 150 languages. So what the dance they're going to dance is Bharatanatyam. Bharatanatyam is an Indian classical dance that integrates stylish hand gestures, facial expression, footwork, yoga, and universal emotions. So, let's welcome Sunya Dance Academy!
Sunya Dance.
Amazing. What a nice show, Culture Day 2021. I'm grateful that each one of you can participate in this circle of culture. We are all a part of it. So culture is evolving. We are a part of it. Take actions, to create a picture that we want our future generations to see. We want to thank you, the audience, the City of Richmond, Media Lab, and Diane as the technician for today.
And our artists.
Meet again in 2022. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.